So today, before we start kicking off week 3 of the NFL season, I want to take one last look back at week 2, do something I started last week, and start looking at some of my favorite red zone passing concepts from the previous week. So we are going to do that now. I've got 8 picked out, and unlike last week, where I kind of went hodgepodge and then stumbled at the end, I will probably still be doing that. Let's be honest here. But we're going to count down from 8, go to 1. I don't have any fancy graphics, but we're just gonna start at 8 and go from there. So this is. See clearly I've got some stuff up here, down distance, kind of how I have it tagged and what the personnel grouping is. This comes from Chargers Chiefs. And what we're going to have, we'll kind of run it here, set all of our bearings. I'll slow down a little bit. There we go. And it's going to go to Mike Williams. Now, there's not a whole lot of separation here. That's one of the reasons. Not the reason. I mean, it's. I'm not looking at process here, or I am looking at the process here. I'm not looking at strictly results. There's not a whole lot of separation. They don't bite here, but I like kind of what you're doing. You got a single high up here, and you're ISOing one of your big ball winners on the outside. Just throw off the ball, go get it. Not a whole lot of guys better than that over the last, since he's been in the league potentially than Mike Williams. So. Here's what we have is we're going to have kind of a little bubble motion. So looking to get him isolated. Bubble motion to get this guy to crash on that. And then you've got him. So you're going away from that and then you're just releasing. So a normal kind of like bubble screen or something, you've got that and then you block. So you're kind of playing with that. You're hoping that guy bites a little, maybe sees that bubble motion, tries to jump it and you spring him wide open. That doesn't work, but it does end up getting him to bite, which gives Williams a free pass on the outside, which I really, really like. So again, he does like a little stalk block there, comes up on him, looks like he's going to block, doesn't get him to bite, but still, then it goes up and gets it. Really nice throw from Herbert, and then Williams goes up and gets it. So we'll go take a look at that real quick. Really nice. He doesn't even go up and get it, I guess, right? He goes down and gets it with one hand. So I like that one. We're going to move on to 7. Score of this game is not great at the time, but here's what we're going to have one of my favorite red zone concepts down in the low red zone here. They're at the 4, and you got kind of this. Usually, I like to see it's a little tighter. What they're going to do is you run the inside man, so they're kind of tight. Usually, I like to see that in a stack, but you kind of a clear out route there, and then kind of a cutout. Usually, I like to see that cut off the hip. We're going to see another one of these in a little bit. I think the very next play we're going to look at here, but you're basically clearing out, pushing, and then just creating a little pocket just right here where it's tough for this guy to follow, and then just throwing that sucker in there. So that's what we're doing here. You can see that he pushes out a little, kind of just enough to kind of slow that man down, and then he's going to kind of cut up, and then you can see all the space that creates just right in here. Linebackers held. This guy's rushing off the edge. You can see Mariota's got his arm back already. He's getting ready to throw. So again, down here in the red zone, and this is kind of the main theme, you get a little more creative. This is the packages, specific packages you have in the red zone, specifically to create space where space is limited. And this is a really nice way to do it. So I've always been a fan of this look. So anytime I see it, I'm going to get excited. And they pull it off well here, and they create enough space, and they don't get the receiver killed, which is always nice. Look at this next one. And this is like the same thing. But there's a motion involved. So it's going to be the same rough look over here, I believe. So it's kind of like that. And then Davante Adams is going to motion in and then release under. So it's the same look, but you're getting that short motion as well. So you can see, I mean, that gets, it's a little tighter, but you can see kind of what happens and what you're kind of trying to do. He's not even really like releasing too much. He's just making contact, which is his right. The defender kind of runs into him, blah, 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 blah. Then you're targeting this guy here who can't run through. It's like a bear hunt, right? He can't go through it, can't go under it. He's got to go over it. I apologize. We've been reading books in my house. And then that just allows Davante to slip under right before this guy comes crashing in on him. So again, creating space where space is limited. This is a good way to do that. And they do a good job of it. Next up, we've got this Washington game. So this is going to be Washington versus Detroit. Washington and Detroit. We'll kind of run it forward here and get our bearings and take a look at this. So this is one. We're going to see one like it a little later as well. We're going to have play action. I love play action down here because, again, you're creating space where space does not exist or where space is a top priority. And teams are kind of looking for you to run. They're at the 1 yard line. And so he's going to have play action they're gonna I think it's like an inside zone, so they're all gonna be blocking forward. You sell that motion. You got this guy crossing the face. Generally, when he crosses the face, you're looking to have him run over here. Sometimes you get a counter action, but generally you get that block down, especially down here. You kind of want you cross the face. You think he's gonna kind of run over in this area. So you get this kind of stalk block here to try to sell it to show this guy, hey, look, I'm blocking this. The run's coming this way. I'll block you out, get him to commit, and then just release up there. So this little stalk block release. Attacks outside shoulder. You can see he's looking to block him. He's looking to block him. And right here, he's releasing. There's all this space on the inside. Ball's already out. He's already pulled the ball at this point. There's all this mass in the middle. There's no one deep. Little stalk block, release, get an open space. Nicely done. And nice throw to get it there as well. Kind of goes high and away to make sure that only the receiver has a chance at the ball. Right there. You can see him kind of flashing into the screen. Could have been a little better, I guess. The throw could have been better. He throws it back and behind. You kind of want to see that, not the nitpick here. If you're going to throw high, you throw high and away. He throws high and behind. So he has to go up and get it, but it ends up being a nice catch. But again, nice look because you're selling that block. You're selling the run. You're saying, this is what we're doing, man. We're running this ball. And then you don't end up doing it. All right. Next up, number 4. Number 4, is that right? Number 4. This is kind of another kind of look. Again, same game, different team. This is going to be the Lions this time. And it's the same look. I mean, it's roughly the same thing. It's a little further back. You get the motion. You got the Amon-Ra St. Brown motion there. I love him so much. And you get this kind of, again, stalk block. You got play action. They're under center. And then he's just going to release to the middle of the field there. So we'll kind of watch this. Full extension. He's under center this time. He's showing the ball. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going over there. He's drawing some guys. He's kind of coming over the side here. He's moving with the jet motion and support. You've got this man in the middle that it looks like he is going to block, but then he's just going to kind of release over the top of him. So again, down here, and we'll see one more of these. The Packers kind of have something like this as well that tied to an RPO. But this is something, I think maybe we're seeing a little bit more of. I've got 3 here. These are the 3 I saw this week. I think it's kind of the stalk block look, but that is something I think that's been successful. So we're going to see more of. And again, down here, you're looking to create. You're making this look like a run play until the moment it isn't. And we'll watch. He's right here, and he's going to kind of run up on 22 and then just release. And 22 really bites on it. He's looking to engage. He puts his hands up. Hands get batted away. Just goes over. Nice throw. Toe tap back of the end zone. Really, really nice look there. We're down to our top 3, guys. We're down to our top 3. This is from Jacksonville, and I love this look a ton. So you got this 2-back set in the backfield there. It's this kind of arches, I guess. It's almost like a delayed drive is the way I tend to look at it. So you've got a vertical kind of a post corner here on the outside to kind of get rid of because you're trying to clear the middle. Then you have this kind of drag route that you're pulling these guys from. You're kind of dragging these guys over. And then from the backfield, you have a kind of a follow. You could classify this as some kind of a Texas variation. Technically, Texas is kind of a post with a angle route underneath. So it's kind of Texas mixed with arches, which explains why I like it so much. Those are 2 things I very much enjoy. But arches is kind of a delayed drive. You're looking at that concept is, the high-low. You get the high, you get the low. But you delay it and you change the release points. It opens up different things for you. This is something that's I know Shanahan loves this stuff. I keep waiting for LaFleur to break this out. I've not seen it. We saw it in Jacksonville this week. So you can see how this does. So you're clearing the corner out there. You're taking the defender out that way with you. And then you're running this, and it looks like he's kind of coming up here. You've got these guys all kind of sitting back. He's going to break this back inside, and there's all this room inside because you've cleared it with that guy running that route there. As I see how much I can scribble on the page. You can see right there, that ball is out. He's breaking on it right here. That's not what I want. He's breaking on it. That entire middle is clear because you've drug away with that guy there. It's just a beautiful design. He fights and gets in the end zone. Christian Kirk there, who they started in the backfield. Really good use of him, good use of his skill set, and a really great route. And you can see from this angle a little bit better kind of how you're doing that. So you motion in, they don't follow him in. You've still got a linebacker in the middle there. So you feel like you got a mismatch. You feel like you're going to be able to create some space. Linebacker runs. And again, you can see from this angle, man, just look at all this space. That's just a ton of space in the middle there. Kirk catches it, gets upfield. Love that design. Love that design. Love that concept overall, and kind of love how they deployed it here. Get to the Packers. We're on 2. This is our number 2 play of the week. This is an RPO look the Packers run a lot. Is kind of this block out of trips, block, release, this kind of wide receiver screen. Typically, they'll only run it if this guy is kind of a little more inside. If not, they'll hand it off. Because if he's inside, then he's part of the run fit. He's in the box. If he's got inside leverage, that means you've got this guy on an outside release and blockers on the outside. So that's when they'll typically throw it. So that's what they will do. In this case, they're going to go this. They're going to release. And again, kind of this stalk block look. I'm going to block. And then he just releases upfield. Something you'll see from the Packers 1,000 times, a wide receiver screen RPO. They showed it a bunch last year. They've been doing it a bunch this year. Pretty much always run it the same. So that defense is, I know this, until the moment you don't know it. So we'll see kind of the reactions, and you can see, we'll stop it here. Rodgers already thrown because he already knows. Follow, bracing, and there's no one in the middle, and Lazard just releases upfield. And really nice kind of, you're toying with those expectations a little. I've shown you this 1,000 times. The defense is ready for it, and you just show them something different at the perfect time there. And Lazard sets that up perfectly. Everyone executes well. Rodgers puts that ball low to the inside. Perfect throw. All right, we ready? My number 1 red zone concept of the week. It's an RPO from the Bills. It's something that, as a Packers fan, I wish the Packers would do more of this. I've been begging with my soul for them to do more of this. It's an RPO off like an inside zone action up front. So we'll kind of look at that. And it's, glance was really kind of like a skinny post, man. They're on the 14-yard line, and they're going to be looking at, we'll look at this once we kind of get going. We'll circle them once we get there, I guess, and I'll back up. Will be you're reading a conflict defender here. So the guy you're reading, a couple guys in the middle here, but really the guy you're reading is this guy right here. That's your conflict defender. And so what you're doing is you're saying, okay, I think my guy, because this is my guy here, he's going to run this. Not I think, I know he's going to run that. He can get inside position on this guy. This guy, my receiver, can win inside on this guy, which means the only one that can really stop it, because this guy's not getting there, we don't believe this guy's getting there, is that man, this conflict defender here. So if he falls back under this, we're running the ball, because we've got a light box at that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got a 6-man box right there if he falls out. Now, if he comes up and is part of the run fit, that makes a 7-man box off, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a +1 defender there. So suddenly you got him part of the run fit, but now he's out of it. If he's out of it, that means this lane is open. So what's going to happen is they're going to snap the ball. Allen is going to read him. Once he sees him creeping up, he says, all right, I know I've got this open because my guy's getting inside position. So he'll pull the ball, throw the little skinny post there. So we'll kind of see it. We'll stop it a couple different times. You can see right here. Allen is looking at him. You see Allen's looking at him right there. I see you. My middle, my seam is open. That means just win inside, and I got this. So he's going to just fire that sucker in there. And you can see the offensive line. We'll see it better from the other angle. The offensive line is blocking down for the inside zone. That's the big thing. They're also running, looks like a little smoke over here. We're just kind of standing back. They're like kind of jab step and then step back. So you got RPOs on both sides. This would be more of a pre-snap read based on the numbers. Since they didn't have numbers over here, Allen just crosses that out before. This is not it, but I still have my RPO over here on the conflict defender. That ball's got to be out quick, because if not, you get ineligible men downfield, and they don't. So let's see, that's Diggs right there. So we'll kind of look at it from this angle. Here's our conflict defender right in the middle. You're just trying to move him down into the box. Move him down the box. The area behind him, which we'll see from this angle, is wide open. We're just going to throw past him. So you see Allen's head up. Reading him right there. Just reading him right there. I see that guy. He's already creeping down. That means my field is open. I'm throwing to my guy, Stephon Diggs, up the field, just past your ear hole. And Allen's legs, like his feet, just doesn't even step in. He's flat-footed and just fires that sucker on a line. So beautiful play, beautiful throw. Really great design on that play and great execution. It's something I love. The Bills RPO game has been tremendous. They do a lot of stuff with Allen's arm because he can do stuff like that. He can throw off platform flat-footed, and he's really good at reading that conflict defender. So those are my top 8 red zone plays from week 2. I can't wait to do it again next week. Thanks for joining me.